What's up, gamers? Critical thinkers? Maybe not so critical thinkers. Alright, well, I got a pretty sad one today. This is gonna either make you very sad or very angry if you're a normal fucking human being. So let's get into it.
Martinez. It has been 3 years and 164 days since I lost my daughter, Jaylee. I miss her every single day. Let me tell you how she died. My daughter was murdered by a gender ideology. CPS took my daughter when she was 16 years old. It was held by her public school counselor and LGBTQ group rights and another trans-identified girl. My daughter was taken from her loving home because the state of California claimed I was abusive for not affirming her trans identity.
Can you imagine that? Fucking CPS kicks in your fucking door and takes your fucking kid because you didn't fucking use his or her quote unquote pronouns? The fuck is this? What fucking country are we living in now? This is fucking nuts.
I lost my daughter over a name and a pronouns. Even after I promised to call her a male name, it wasn't enough. My daughter was not a boy trapped in a girl's body. She had mental health issues.
Exactly. This is a mental health issue, guys. Has that's all it is. You know, besides these people that are just doing it because it's a trend now, and that's what it's really become. Yeah, I mean, it's like the new goth. Like when I was in high school, it was, it was the goth kids or the skater kids, those were the outsiders, and that's how they, kept from being outcasts, or you know what I mean. That was somewhere for them to associate with. Anyways.
Against my consent, my daughter was given testosterone instead of therapy. The LGBTQ group used her to raise money for them. Look at the poor reject trans boy, they said. Why are there so many transgender in foster care? Because this state take them from their families, tell them to run, then steal them. Parents are given one option to treat their distressed child: affirm, drug, and remove their healthy body part, or else lose your child. The abuse claim against me was finally dropped, but it was too late. The damage was done. By then, my daughter was in a horrible mental and physical pain. My daughter knelt down in front of a train. She was murdered by gender ideology. I beg you, stop pushing gender ideology. I don't want any parent to feel what I feel every day. Affirmation is not good for the health, safety, and welfare of any child.
Jesus Christ. Knelt down in front of a fucking train. God damn. Here's some more of it.
Attorney and a mother of a girl who used to believe that she was a boy. AB 957 is the first bill in the nation to codify into law that a parent who does not affirm the gender identity of the child is abusive. There is no nuance in this bill. It matters not the age of the child, the absurdity of the identity, adopted, comorbid mental health issues, or persistence. Family court judges will be compelled to favor the child who will affirm the child's delusion. Parents can easily game the system and use gender as retaliation against each other. What happens when one parent will socially affirm the child but will not agree to medicalize? Does the parent willing to do more transitioning prevail? AB 957 unambiguously states that the health, safety, and welfare of the child includes a parent's affirmation of the child's gender identity. If it passes, it will be child abuse if one does not affirm a child's gender identity, and not just in custody cases. The triad of words, health, safety, and welfare will be used by CPS, judges, and police to take children away from parents like me who knew better than to concretize their child's gender identity. The Penal Code defines neglect as harm to a child's health and welfare. It also defines harming a child as causing the...
Yeah, if you think this shit's right, there's something fucking wrong with you. You are what's wrong with the world today.
Child's health to be endangered. Child abuse or neglect is defined in the Penal Code as endangering the health of a child. In a case last year entitled Saul H., a minor was not returned to his parents because returning him to his family was not in the best interest of his health, safety, and welfare. So there we have it, folks. Any parent who does not affirm the gender identity of their child is an abusive parent. Upwards to 88% of all gender-confused kids will return to their being comfortable in their sex bodies if they are not affirmed. Do you really want to penalize parents for their belief in science?
Oh, man. What a doozy. Shit. So, yeah, look at this bill. A California bill was recently amended so the parents in custody battles may be liable for child abuse if they do not affirm the child... affirm the gender identity of their children. AP 957, which passed in the state assembly on May 3rd, originally proposed that courts deciding custody cases must consider whether each parent were gender affirming of the child in question. The amendment has added to the state standard of what constitutes parental responsibility of a child's welfare, requiring that parents must be affirming of the child's gender identity if they are to be judged fit for providing for the health, safety, and welfare of the child in the court of law. Wow. All I can say is, if you live in California and you can afford to get the fuck out of there, do it. Move to a red state, please, for your children's fucking sake. Or take them out of public school. Shit, take them out of freaking private school, unless it's some kind of religious private school. Because shit's getting fucking nuts. They're fucking taking people's kids away now. And over my fucking dead body, I'll tell you that right now. God, this is a hard one. It's a hard one. Anyways, I just want to leave with some thoughts from this professor. And she's right on the money. Her name is Maylene Phillips.
So I would say that we are in a new age of unreason.
Yep.
That's what we're in. An age of unreason. That's what we've unleashed. And it's an irony because we've done it under the aegis of being rational. But in getting rid of religion, we have unleashed an age of unreason. And what follows from that is the erosion of freedom, freedom to think, freedom to speak, freedom to act, and a complete confusion about where the limit should be drawn between what I want and what others need. My duty to others and my wish to realize my own potential. In other words, it's I versus we, and all those things. And the confusion is epic. But that's where we are. But again, we have no cultural leaders, religious, political, whatever, standing up saying this. And I'm sure, I mean, I may be naive, but I'm pretty sure that what I'm saying may not be thought about in these terms by many people, but I'm pretty sure that if enough leaders got up or if leaders got up and said this, it would start striking chords, because people, people need to live in a society which is civilized, which looks after the welfare of others rather than yourself. We all know this.
Yep.
But we've kind of allowed ourselves collectively to ignore it and push it to one side.
Yep.
It requires leadership. We don't have it. That's the problem.
Yep. Exactly. We need more people with a platform to speak out, people that are, political leaders, religious leaders, whatever. It's people in power. We got to start speaking out against this shit. That's the only way we're going to win. We got to fight back. And that's a fucking hill that I'm willing to die on. So, I think that's about it for me today, guys. Leave the fucking kids alone. Peace out, y'all.